What do you do when you get a competitive, ambitious, short tempered ram? Let's find out. Hey, everybody. My name is Bethany, and I'm the Creative Pyxie. Welcome to my channel if you haven't been here before, and if you have, welcome back. We are continuing with our Royal Zodiac series with Princess Aries. Let's go ahead and talk about her. So, we are going to start off with the traits of Aries. Aries are very near and dear to my heart, and I mean that in the most literal sense. So, everything I say with love because my mother is an Aries, my sister is an Aries, my daughter is an Aries, I have cousins that are Aries. I am surrounded by Aries. I feel like when it comes to Aries, they are the first sign of the zodiac. So they they are bossy. They are bossy. They like to be in control. And I, of course, say this with the most loving heart, but they like to be in control of the situation. They feel like they are the oldest, whereas other people might interpret them being the first as more so as the baby. I see them as definitely like the firstborn. They are the oldest of the zodiac. They feel like they kind of have it all together. They feel like they have to be in charge because they know better. They are very daring, very adventurous. They are very honest people. Do not ask Aries a question that you do not want the actual answer to because they're going to give you the truth and it might not be what you want to hear. They are bold, natural leaders. They are passionate. They are driven by their desires. So they, of course, are going to be very passionate about whatever it is they put their heart into. They can be very optimistic. It just really depends on which kind of Aries you get. You have the very optimistic, bubbly kind of Aries that are like very warm to be around, and then you have like the competitive Aries that are like, yeah, it's cool to hang out with you, but they always trying to beat you. They always trying to be like number one in whatever it is they do. They thrive on having a challenge. When it comes to like their adventurous side, they like to try new things, but they are not afraid to drop something if it does not like fit what they thought it was. Like not so much they give up, but they're just like they're honest with it. It don't work out for them. They good. They'll move on. They are absolutely incredibly loyal. Friends, parents, like siblings, they are loyal to a fault. They gonna tell you about yourself in private, but they still loyal to you, even if they have to sit there and assert like their place in your life on a regular basis. They are loyal people. And then they are very emotionally direct. Like I said, don't ask Aries anything that you actually don't want the answer for. On the flip side, when it comes to Aries, they are impulsive. They don't think that they are because in their mind they're in control of the situation, but they can act on impulse. They will see something and they be triggered in a moment's notice, and next thing you know, you are facing the horns of a ram and it is barreling down, and it's not just any ram, it's a ram on fire. It's a ram with a mission. If you know anything about goats, rams, sheep, they are stubborn creatures to a sense. Like all cattle, like bovine esque animals, they are all very much so stubborn in their own ways, and they are aggressive. They are incredibly aggressive and short tempered. So they'll be honest with you, but you have to be careful how your honesty is with them. Definitely be honest with them. Don't lie to an Aries. That'll be a trigger. That'll be what gets a fire burning ram sent your way. but you want to definitely not coddle. How do you don't want to say it with the same intensity they would say it to you, because they can dish it, but they can't take it quite as well all the time. When it comes to the design of Aries, I first thing I wanted her pose to kind of exude was like the casual, what's the word? The casual kind of like they really don't care to be there, but they know that they fire, so they gonna show up and show out, but they just gonna wait for people to kind of come to them kind of sense. Like she really couldn't be bothered to be there, but she knew she had to be at this ball that all the Zodiac princesses are at, basically. So she's like, if I'm gonna go, I'm gonna go, and I'm gonna just be the flyest thing there. Because, and one thing about the Aries, they are great when it comes to fashion. I have not met an Aries yet, probably like a few and far between, for real, that doesn't always like dress the part whenever like they got to go out and do something. They always in like an amazing fit. So she, of course, is there. She showed up. She showed she's gonna show out, as you'll see later on when it comes to her dress. I wanted her pose to basically exude like, yeah, I'm here. You're welcome for my presence. Like that's what I wanted the feel for her to be. And when it came to the design of her as a whole, of course, I had to ask my three main Aries. So, my mom, she wanted her to be thick. I don't know why, don't ask me questions, but she was like, Aries are thick women. So, she wanted her to be like a thick Amazon princess kind of vibe. Like, she wanted her to be a fighter because, again, Aries are aggressive. She knows it. So she wanted her to kind of have like that battle armor kind of thing to her. So that's what I did with her jewelry. I incorporated that into kind of like a neck necklace, kind of like not shoulder cape. I don't know what to explain it as. It was just something that I was like, you know what? I wanted to give her this shoulder necklace kind of combination. It's something like what Capricorn had in a sense, but it's not for the cape. It's just like that's her jewelry. So that's how I incorporated that. When it comes to her hair, my daughter, she was like, I want her to be a baddie. She got to have blue hair and she got to have lashes. And typically, I don't draw my characters with lashes, but baby girl wanted lashes. So I put the lashes on her. And blue was her favorite color. So I incorporated that in her hair in a sense of like, when as fire gets hotter, it actually turns like blue and white. So that's why I like the ends of her hair because she's so hot. Her hair is turning blue at the end. So that was how I incorporated that in there. When it comes to my sister, she kind of was just like, I want her to be confident and kind of get off the vibe of spoiled brat because she was like us as Aries, there's the spoiled brats, I guess. She's the youngest, so she would know. So that's what I did to incorporate. She just wanted more of a personality type, I guess, for her. Um, when it comes to the dress, that was all me trying to figure out exactly what I wanted. I did have that pose reference in the beginning to kind of help me get everything together. But the main reference I used for the dress was that purple and gold one that you'll see off and on in my reference window. I saw that dress and I was like, I have to put Aries in that. That is an Aries dress to the T. So I was like, I have to figure out how to do that, but do it in like Aries colors. So, of course, I went and I researched and I figured it out. Um, Later on down the line, you'll see me color it, and I managed to create this gorgeous lava like gown, and it's like it looks like it's just dripping off of her, and it's probably one of my favorite dresses. Every time I make a new princess, the next princess is always like the next dress or the next thing I create, I'm more and more excited for it. But Aries is definitely like one of my favorite dresses so far because the way I was able to actually execute it just makes me so happy. you will actually see that I mentioned the brush packs that I had before. But this brush pack, I have to find her name. Let me see if I can find it. Okay, I found it. Her name is Vegalia, Vegalia. I hope I'm pronouncing that right. But if you search her on YouTube, you'll be able to see like all the different like hair texture packs that she made. She's made basically like just curl packs and coil packs and twist and braids, and they are all so freaking awesome. I got the outline brush pack on Etsy, and it's not even that like expensive. It's like $12 for the pack. But I got that, and that helped me do her hair in such a great way that I absolutely loved. And I was able to color it like really, really easy too. Like once I figured it out, the brush wasn't hard to really figure out. It was just different from what I'm used to. So, but once I got that down and like adjusted the typical way in which I colored, I was able to go ahead and get the hair down and finish that whole thing up. Why don't we do one of my favorite things and talk about zodiac signs in anime? So, of course, I've gotten my list, and we're going to talk about my favorite, like, Aries ever. And when it comes to anime Aries, Yusuke Urameshi from Yu Yu Hakusho. I am a diehard Yu Yu Hakusho fan. So, seeing that Yusuke was an Aries is like peak. He is moi. Like, he is Aries incarnate. If somebody was like, hey, let's make an Aries as a person, Yusuke would be it. He is low key in a sense of like he's not even calm and cool and collected. He's just cool. He's just really cool. But the moment you flip his switch, he's like, "Oh, you want to fight? Bet!" And next thing you know, everybody laid out on that Aries like they are forced to be reckoned with at any point in time. It's just that drop of a dime. Like, oh, you got something to say? Come say it to my fist. And next thing you know, you laid out because you didn't mess with the wrong individual. But even with like his aggressiveness, he still is very passionate about protecting people he cares about. So there goes, and he's also like the leader of the group. Like, how are you a human that died trying to save a child? But you basically are like the leader of this group of four, which includes two crazy strong demons. That's Aries energy, to where even the demons are like, yeah, we'll go ahead and just follow your lead, my guy. Speaking of demons, Inuyasha is actually classified as an Aries as well, which is very interesting and very hilarious because he is also very brash. He is very bold. He is very passionate about protecting the people he cares about. And he has that one track, like desire driven mind to do what he needs to do. Don't get me started on his wavering back and forth to Kikyo because that I think there's certain things I can't say on YouTube that regard Kikyo, but sometimes Aries they have a thing about them when it comes to love, and they keep going back to people that are bad for them because they're passionate, they want it to work out, they're trying to control the situation, and that headstrongness of theirs on it has to be this way or no way can get in their way very quick, very easily. Our next Aries is Colin Kozuki from Code Geass. I love Colin. I love Colin. She is great, especially when it comes to Aries, because when she gets into that Gurren and she gets to going, and it's like all engines go. You can't stop me. We not 11s. We are Japanese. You're not gonna keep calling us this. She was the moment Zero came into play, and he basically like, declared them the Black Knights and gave her the mech suit. I can't remember what they call the mech suits in Code Geass right now. But the moment he gave her that and was like, "You are an exceptional pilot. You're gonna be the one that leads the charge," she was like, "Say less. I'm for it. y'all not stopping me now. And they could not. She was always coming up with the most bold, the most creative ways to kind of get out of situations and fight the enemy. That is Aries energy right there. Overall, when it came to Aries, I really wanted to capture that confidence, that boldness, that passion, that competitive independence that they have. With all that being said, we now have our Aries princess. Thank you all for hanging out with me today. I appreciate you taking the time to watch as I drew our Aries princess. If you like what you saw today, please feel free to like, comment, and subscribe. And I will see you guys in the next one. Mwah. Love you. Bye.